welcome on back to As Seen on TV. I am your host, Nicole Goodnight. Thank you so much for hanging in there. I hope you're able to get up, stretch, get some water, take a quick break while we get set up for our next run. As a reminder, if you missed out on any of our other Hotfix shows, be sure to check out the VODs on youtube.com/gamesdonequick. And alternatively, if you're watching on YouTube, hi, be sure to press the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel. Also, go to twitch.tv/gamesdonequick to watch our shows live. And again, we have another phenomenal game coming up that I am very, very excited about, and you know that I do not like to keep any of you waiting. So we're going to go right on over to Cutie, and we're going to watch a really cool run of Fullmetal Alchemist Dual Sympathy, which I'm super stoked for. Take it away.
Yeah, hey everybody, my name is Cutie. As Nicole mentioned, we're doing a Fullmetal Alchemist Dual Sympathy. Is a DS game, came out about 2005, right before the first animated movie. So if you're familiar with Fullmetal Alchemist, you know there's two animes of it. This game covers the entire plot of the first one. So to everybody who's a Brotherhood fan like myself, if you haven't seen the original, this game will look a little different. But it being a DS game, we're going to have two screens. One's going to be primarily side-scrolling beat-em-up. The other one's going to have how we cast alchemy, mini-games, fun stuff like that. The game can be a little bit wonky, hitboxes and things, but, you know, we're going to be just fine. Other than that, I think we're good to go. We can just cover it as we go.
Yeah, I'm ready when you are.
Cool. So we're just going to get set up here. And all set, so countdown whenever you're ready is 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you. And of course, we're going to skip all the cutscenes. This game actually takes a lot of audio and screens directly from the anime. For this, you can see the alchemy is on the one side. We're mainly going to be using the cannon to clear out as much as possible. And we want Al to not touch anything, because anything he touches actually gains a little bit of invincibility. And what I'm trying to do is manipulate the spawns by keeping them on one side. Oh, pointing the wrong way there. By keeping them on one side of the screen. And that's why Al is a terrible brother. Here is where we start drawing some alchemy things. These actually look really simple, but if you click the wrong dot or just off the dot, you'll fail and have to restart the whole level, which is never a pleasant thing. And then here we meet our first villain, which is Cornello, the priest with the Philosopher's Stone, sorry. Where the animes diverge is somewhere around the middle mark, about where Hughes dies. Spoilers. So for the first chunk of this game, regardless of which anime you've seen, it's all going to look pretty much how you expect it. When it comes to these spikes, it's actually a pretty tight window, so let's see if we can get through this without hitting. Right, cool. And we're going to just do more of the same, clearing out screens. And again, I'm just kind of running down to keep them on one side, and I missed that guy, so... And then we wait for them to spawn, try to get them to stack up, and got it. This is a little booby trap, so we're just going to run right through it. Thankfully, we don't... Oh, okay. Whew, I thought I missed that. And we're going to be doing a lot of this. A lot of this kind of stuff for a little while. And we're going to have a few boss fights and things coming up. Some of them are scripted, some of them are not. This first boss fight is relatively scripted, though. Oh, good. That worked out. These spawns so far are being super kind to me. A lot of times they'll be in weird places, they'll do weird things. So far, so good. And we're gonna, of course, you know, mash through the text. But I always hear the voice acting in my head when I'm going through this. And so we're going to see a lot of chimeras throughout the game as one of our primary enemy types. We're going to deal with them all the same way, which is cannon, jump kick to stun, and then a dash attack. And we're going to be seeing a lot of that. Chimeras focus or feature a lot more in this game than they do in the anime itself, at least if you're familiar with Brotherhood. So we're going to be seeing quite a few of those. And this is a pretty fast-paced game. We go through a lot of plot very quickly, so I apologize if I am talking too much.
No, you're fine. Perfect.
And then whenever we see these barriers, we have to destroy them with the cannon. Some of them are going to be different colors, and one thing that is divergent gameplay-wise is we actually can steal other people's alchemy. So like we get Mustang's alchemy, we get Owl's alchemy, and so some of those barriers will be color-coded and we'll have to adjust. Oh, stack up, come on. I thought I got him. And sometimes, as you saw there, the screen doesn't let you move forward. I don't know what causes it, but you know, that's how it is. Here is our first boss fight. For a lot of these scripted boss fights, we basically just wait for them to use all the energy in the stone. And so the only thing we can really do to speed some of these up is just kill the enemies that they spawn, like this guy here, as quickly as possible. But the rest of it you're going to see is relatively scripted. So, you know, just like we did before. He's gonna start spawning some cannons. They always go like left and then right and then left again, so there's always 3 of them. I just kind of punched the air. One, to remind me that there's 3 back from when I first started running this, and because I feel like Ed would try to, you know, swag on Cornello a little bit like that, so feels character appropriate. Oh, almost missed that. If you let those things attack you and hit you, they can actually like stun lock you and do different terrible things. So missing that kick is kind of a big deal if I hadn't gotten it. And then one more rotation, and then we'll be done. And one more set of guns. And I always try to get them to spawn over here to speed up the screen transition for the end. And then we just kind of wait. And you get a freeze frame after every stage clear, so I try to get like a cool little pose, like be in the air or something. I missed it there, but... And then Winry is, of course, our save mechanic. So we'll see her at the end of every level. Now, if you know the anime, this is the part with the terrorist attack on the train. It was meant as, I believe, a test for Ed and Al, so we're going to go through this. And again, we want to avoid Al touching anything. And this is the part where they start having guns, which will make it a little bit more interesting if they manage to hit me. As far as like health goes, taking hits and things, your health is pretty much safe until the last level. So we're not going to worry too much if we get hit. This is secretly the hardest minigame in the entire game. Ed did not join the Boy Scouts. He does not know how to untie ropes very well. Okay, that was fine. But sometimes it could get stuck there and he just won't pull the rope out no matter what you do. And now we're on the top of the train. We're going to play whack-a-mole. There's some people, you know, with guns pointing their heads in and out. So to stop him from doing that, we have to put a giant cow statue. I do not know if that's from the anime because I haven't seen the original, but I find it really entertaining. We do a jump there to get over the bullet that guy just shot. Unfortunately, that I missed that. I missed that one guy in the back end. That's going to come back to haunt us, but let's see if that shot hit him. Oh, nice. For the most part, they will stay spawned in the middle, so we're pretty much going to be shooting the can in the middle the whole time. And then you can kind of see with the alchemy on the other screen, I'm just kind of switching back and forth between the cannon and the cow statue, and we're going to be doing that for a number of segments of the game. Oh, missed one there. And so most of the time saving and differences is going to come down to like where they spawn and then just general execution. Here I'm trying to get them to spawn on the right side of the screen so that every time Al does a cannon to destroy one of these boxes, you saw the guy with the gun there. Hopefully I can take one guy out. Same thing here. And then we gotta do one more box because, you know, Al's a big boy, he can't jump very high. And then this part can be a little sketch. We're gonna try, okay, got it. Sometimes they can launch a bullet from off screen, and then it makes it really difficult to get through the fire. And Al's melee is it's not very good either, so we're going to try to cannon as much as we can here. And just try to stack the spawns, hopefully. Oh, missed one. There we go. And again, another little... I don't know why it takes alchemy to open the door. I assume it's because it's barred off, but we gotta do magic. And then one last top of the train segment. This time we don't have to play whack-a-mole, so we can just take everybody out as quick as possible. And then we'll start working our way towards our next boss fight. And this one is not scripted. Oh, actually, forgot about this. We gotta draw little chalk circles here. These are consistent. The alchemy dots are actually randomized. So you can get good patterns, you can get bad patterns, but this is always the same little image. And the timer on it is actually pretty tight. You might have noticed I got pretty low there. And this guy is pretty simple. He's got a couple of main patterns, but we're just going to cannon him over and over again. So we're going to try to figure out what pattern he's going for, and then just kind of shoot him again. One more after this. And there we go. I always try to get the head kick there for the freeze frame, but... And here we're actually going to move on to fighting Mustang, and this is another semi-scripted fight. It took me the longest time to come up with a trick for this fight. He'll do a thing that we're supposed to run all the way to the left side of the screen. It's supposed to be undodgeable except just running, but I came up with a pretty tight window of how to actually just walk through it. So you'll hopefully see that here. He'll do it 4 times, so I'll have 4 chances to get through it. Again, taking damage doesn't really matter, so these are relatively tough to dodge, but they don't really matter. And so I always set up with this little window, and I'm going to try to swag through. There we go. Now normally you'd have to run all the way to the left side of the screen, but that actually saves about 1.5 minutes in a 35-minute game, so very useful. And then here we're just going to kind of chill until he does it again. I'm going to do this 2 more cycles. And there's a few different strats for how to deal with that flame wall, but this is, of course, the fastest. Now, if it hits you, it's going to juggle you backwards, so hopefully we don't have that happen. Cool. And one more. And there we go. You have to do a little stutter step in the middle so that it like circles around your body. It's not quite frame perfect, but it's pretty close. Back to Renwi. And this is a fun little game. We get to learn how Armstrong chops wood. So he just punches it, shatters it, and we just kind of put more down for him. You can see we got to do this 10 times. Every time it gets a little bit faster. And the spots that the wood spawns are random, so we just hope that we don't miss one. We're just gonna do this for a second. And one more. And you can see you have 3 lives, or 3 Armstrongs on the left there. But thankfully didn't need any. And this is honestly probably the hardest part of the run, coming up here, which is the secret 5th laboratory, where they're doing, you know, human experimentation with convicts and turning them into philosopher's stones. This is where we start using Alphonse's alchemy for a little bit. And these, actually, you have to wait for them. I've tried to find a way to just run right through these, but you do kind of have to stutter step a little bit. And then this is going to be like a little trap. In theory, you're supposed to memorize where to step on this little board, but it's actually faster to just miss all of them. And so really all we're doing is making sure that there's nothing in this bottom left square, and then we're auto-failing. And then after, we're going to have to mash for our dear lives. So I apologize for whatever happens to my face on camera. But this is a very hardcore, very tight mash. So let's just see if we can do this. And we're running from a boulder. But if the boulder catches us, naturally we have to restart. And you can see on the bottom of one of the screens how close we are to the boulder. And you can also see in the background behind Ed if we get close. Looks like we're going to be fine though. Sometimes if you get off on your rhythm here, you can actually fall behind pretty quickly. But as Ed said, that was easy, so we're all good there. Now we meet our good old friends, number 66, and oh, I forget the number of the other guy off the top of my head. So this guy, we're going to try to hit him with 4 cannons. There is we can stun lock him a little bit if we get a hit right after the cannon. That's the hit right there. That is very, very tight. I'm probably only going to get it once or twice. Couldn't reach him that time. Oh, missed the cannon. Alright, this could be going a little better. But one more cycle. Oh, got it. And like I said, getting a hit doesn't matter. So good on that. Now we're moving to Ed's side as he's fighting the other guy, 48. There we go. And this guy is like a super ninja, basically, so we can't hit him directly. We have to distract him by making a little statue of Al down in the corner and try to convince him Al came in. Oh! You have to wait for him to attack it. And I'm just going to sit on his head. This way I guarantee he cannot get his head back. And we're going to chill down here for a second. And as you can see, for fans of the anime, you know that we're skipping like 5-10 episodes every 5 minutes. So like we're moving through the show super fast. Here, thankfully, these little puffs will hurt you if you touch them, but you can just run right through if you do that. These spikes are... Oh, got a little too close. These spikes are a little on the tougher side to get through quickly. And we're going to hope we nailed it. Nice. Huh, not too bad there. And we're going to have to fight some chimeras before we see our old friend, the Chimera Maker, and what happened to him. And this is kind of where the plot of the two shows, Fullmetal Alchemist and Brotherhood, start to diverge a little bit here. But as before with the chimeras, you know, cannon shots and then try to stun lock them. Here we don't have to jump because we're getting a lot closer to them. But this one, okay, sometimes the cannon goes through him. But no, super clean. So far so good. We're having a pretty good, nothing too wonky yet. And we're going to find out that Ed and Al are thieves here in a second. We're going to have to steal some fish on an island. Yeah, we're going to go from this basement to like a desert island immediately. It would make sense if you've seen the show, but we're skipping quite a lot of stuff. And if you watch the cutscenes, they'll take entire episodes down to like 1 sentence. But here, basically, the guy in the back corner can't see either me or Al. And so we're just going to slowly walk forward. And this fox is trying to steal the stuff, so we just kick it off screen anytime it shows up. And it goes flying. Where this guy looks or where he walks is randomized. And so you can gain or lose a little bit of time here. And he starts to get faster the closer you get. So, oh. Okay. Hopefully he won't catch us. Oh, this is going to be tight. Ooh, that was close. Just keep kicking the fox away. And we're just going to chill here. Wait for him. Wait again. Let's see if we can... this is going to be close. Alright, we're good. Yeah, so far so good. Hello, Winwy. And now we're going to have our first fight with Greed. We're going to have a couple of these. But basically, we hit him with the camera, or a cannon, hang under his elbow here. A couple of slow punches to stun lock him, back him into the corner again. Same thing. And we're just going to do that. And that's Greed. But he's not done. Of course, his friends bail him out, and we gotta chase him down through the forest here. This forest is actually a maze, and so if you don't go the right directions, you can get turned around. I'm listening for a sound cue for when the lizards are gonna spawn every time I come to a horizontal section, just like that. But we're gonna keep doing that. And then every time we get through a spawn, there's going to be more enemies. Some guys are going to start coming. But it's going to look a lot like this for a little bit. And we're trying to, again, manipulate spawns. Oh, that guy didn't stack with him. And then here, they put this little thing where you have to suddenly switch to Al's alchemy. A lot of times, first, like, I don't know, 50 times I ran this game, I always just ran into that face first, and it shocks you and sends you backwards. So it took me a long time to remember that that was in there. And as you can see, we're just kind of going through the maze. There's going to be a fire here. I have to make a wall just like the earlier fire, but the hitbox on this fire is pretty wonky, so let's hope. Okay. The fire actually extends above the wall there, so you have to be real careful when you jump. And we're going to switch right back to Ed. And you'll see that there's more alchemies on that screen than we currently have available. After you beat the story mode, you unlock other characters like Scar and Mustang that you can play as. And so if you replay this game, there's actually a lot of replayability to it. We don't do it for the speedrun. Thankfully, those guys stacked up. We don't do it for the speedrun, but you can do it, and you get different kind of alchemies and different things, and it's really fun. You know, for a movie tie-in game, I think it's actually, pretty well done. Give that guy a little oh no, that was unexpected. And cool. Now we're through the forest. If you remember the anime, this is where Greed is gonna die. Greed dies in both animes, but in this one we're gonna kill him. This fight again is scripted. We can't hurt him while he is in his he's like covered in lead or graphite. We can't hurt him while he's all blue basically, so we just have to dodge around until he jumps into the air, and then we're gonna be able to do some damage to him. So for now we're just gonna kind of do this, and again, doesn't really matter if he hits us, he doesn't do any damage. And I'm going to do 2 cycles of this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 punches and a cannon. We do it again one more time, and then that'll be Greed. So we'll just keep dancing. And you can see the little like skeleton in the back. That's actually Greed. Well, somebody who tried to do human transmutation. That's the skeleton that he came from. It makes him weaker, according to the plot line. But so we're really going through a lot of the plot quick here. And that's it. And yep, the cutscenes, there's actually probably a good hour of cutscenes in this game. We're skipping all of them, and they take a lot of clips from the anime. As you can see, they have some of it is voice acted. There's actually more cutscenes than game, I think, at least speedrun wise, but sadly we're not getting to watch any of them. This is the we're getting to the wonky section of the game where these little jumping lizards can really really mess up your life. But we're, as usual, just trying to stack up the spawns. I think there's one more set. Pretty good. And so far, no major hiccups. You know, fingers crossed. But we're a good chunk through the game here. Now here, you could actually like turn on a light, and it'll make the room a little brighter. Naturally, we don't care. We're just gonna run right through. And one more set. And there's gonna be a couple of rooms like this. And those bats will hurt you too. So normally you would want to try to jump in the air and oh, that time my alchemy didn't cast. Jump in the air and try to like jump kick them like we were doing earlier, but we can't because of the bats. So we're just running through and cannoning. And sometimes they cooperate, and sometimes they don't. And as you can see, whether they jump forward, whether they jump backwards, as far as I know, is random. But here, so far, so good. And we're going to see some more of them. And now we start getting some soldiers, too. There's a cow. I don't know why the cow's back there. It just is. If you pick up the little bouncing cows, that's actually how you heal in the game. This is the only level where getting low on health will actually make a difference. There's a lot of fights in this level, and you're about to see we're going to see the most enemies in the entire game right here. We're going to do a super alchemy. Oh, we can stand up. So you can actually hold the alchemy and do like special attacks, but this is the only time that we want to do it. Just clear the whole screen. And this is actually the hardest alchemy drawing puzzle. You can see I'm taking it a little slowly. If you don't hit exactly the dots, it'll reset the whole level. And that's, you know, obviously a run killer. We got three more of these, like run through the lizards. Oh, that was bad. And this is why I say like health starts to become important in this level, because a couple of those, too many of those, and you can run pretty low. And there's 2 more rooms of this. And okay, that worked out. Not gonna chase that. Normally I would probably pick that up as a safety thing for something like this, but I'm not gonna chase it. Okay, all good. Now we have our fight with Wrath, who is, you know, Izumi's based homunculi. But we're actually going to switch to Mustang. For me personally, I find this is the easier one. Now he's actually invincible when he does that little backflip, so you need to make sure you don't waste your alchemy on him when he does it. And then we just run away from this. And wait for him to cycle back. And we're gonna do this a couple of times. Oof. Oh my. He's feisty today. Oh, I missed it. There we go. He was not cooperating. But one more time, as soon as he runs up, he'll be done. And there's a couple of different strats. You can actually force him to do the flip. That's not how I do it, but there are a few different ways to handle him. And we're coming up on the last like couple of levels here. So pretty breezy little thing. This is Sloth. She is the homunculi made from the brothers doing human transmutation. Looks a lot like Lust, but is actually their mother. You can one cycle this, but it is an extremely tight one cycle window. I don't think I got it. Nope. So we're gonna have to do one more go of this. And again, getting hit during the boss does not matter. And so now we gotta wait one more time. If you can one cycle her, it saves about 10-15 seconds, but I only get it maybe a third of the time. And then here we're actually turning her from water into, I believe, ethanol so that she evaporates, but that's how we kill her. And then, you know, another set of loading. And we're coming up on the last couple of levels. Though some of the last boss fights do take like 3-4 minutes, so, you know, still a bit of run to go. Here we have giant...
Because it's really fun to watch.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. These are little, like, ancient tribal heads. You have to hit them a couple of times before they're vulnerable, and then you have to hit them with alchemy. And if you don't do that, they just spawn infinitely. They'll just keep coming down from the ceiling. So really all you can do there is just wait for the alchemy. And then here, I think I might have missed it. Oh, hold. That was close. Another set. Here I'm actually going to try to speed through the last head because I want to save the cannon. Oh, and if you do that, you're able to jump through his ear there. And now we have a lot of these guys. This is going to be the wonkiest part of the game. We're going to have to fight a lot of these lizards in a lot of different rooms, and you can see how they kind of will just stack up on you like that. And so you can definitely get stun locked in the corner. So far, so good. This is actually going remarkably smoother than most of these runs do. This is the toughest room, though. There's going to be a Chimera that spawns with these. So I'm just doing a safety strat to try to take care of them before the Chimera comes out. Gotta try to get him off the oh. And thankfully, like I said, the damage isn't going to matter too much. That was pretty clean. And then we've got 2 more sets of these circles. You'll see that this one is getting a little bit more larger and more involved. There we go. We're actually making pretty good time here. For reference, while practicing, actually, right before this show, I set a new record like 2 hours ago.
Oh my gosh, congratulations.
Oh, thank you. And so this is actually looking like it's going to be a pretty good time. That didn't help. But we're coming up on the end here. This is going to be the last boss after this. We're looking for a pillar that is slightly bluer. You can see there's a slight color difference. Otherwise, this is an infinite loop and you just run in circles. And then this is going to be our last little circle like this. Cool. And now we're coming to the last actual boss. So probably like 3-4 minutes left here. But this is going to be Dante. And it's going to be a scripted boss similar to the Cornello fight we did earlier. So there's going to be chimeras to fight. And then different magic that she's going to use. So she's going to start with chimeras, and we're just going to try to always get them to come right over here. And then hopefully if they stack up, just like that, that works out. And then we stand here, just kind of wait for this. And then we're going to have to do a cycle like this, I think 3 more times. And so, a little bit of guns, and then we wait for an avalanche. And you can see her health bar is like slowly draining as we go through her attacks. So there's not really a way to speed this up. Normally I want to dash attack that, but I got into a weird spot, so I took a safety strat by doing the normal pummel combo there. Oh, I thought that'd be on the left side. Oh, I forgot to run. You know, it happens sometimes. And we got 2 more sets of Chimera. They didn't get close enough, so they didn't, sadly, didn't overlap for me. And this is the stun lock, you know. But we got plenty of health. Sometimes if the larger Chimera locks you like that, you will die. So, but my health is still pretty good. There is a very real risk of losing a run in this fight, though, if you come into it with too little health because of the different Chimera stacking. And then we got the last big one. And assuming... Alright, that's going to be the last threat of the game. We're just going to cycle through another batch of this. After she does 1 more set of guns, she'll be done. So I'm standing in front of her this time because she's not going to do an avalanche. And then we'll have a very quick fight with Envy, but we're probably about, 30 seconds, a minute away. Mash through a little bit of cutscenes. And we're just going to let Envy run into our fist. It looks like a fight. He has a health bar. It's not really a fight. He's just going to talk trash to us for a little bit, and then the game is just going to abruptly end. It's kind of anticlimactic. It's a little bit weird, but right now, there we go. I'm just going to let him... We're also speeding the text up by holding the attack button, so I'm just letting him walk into my fist while speeding up the text box as well. And this is something I discovered earlier this week while practicing for this, and that's what helped get the new record. So this is the last little bit here. And then after I skip the cutscenes, we'll be at time. So time's coming up in about 5 seconds. And that is time.
GG.
GG. How did we do? What was the final number?
I will let you know in a second. I have a little bit of a delay as well.
Oh,
so
not at all.
Just a moment. I'll let you know as soon as I see it.
And I'll just leave it on this screen because the game does cycle back to the main screen the second I hit save complete, and we'll just go back to the title screen. Actually, you know what? I can let it loop. It'll autoplay itself, like some of the game, so you'll get to see them playing maybe different characters. It's kind of random what they end up showing, but it'll give us something to watch.
Also looks like 3255.4.
Okay, not bad, not bad. The new record's 31:56, I think, so a little minute, but you know, pretty smooth. I'm happy with that.
Oh yeah, that's really close. Very nice. That was really fun to watch. I haven't finished the anime yet, so I was listening, but trying not to like. I'm not gonna remember. It's fine.
Yes, spoilers for anyone that hasn't seen it yet. But you just saw you saw the whole thing pretty much.
I did. It's okay. Like in a week, I'll be like, I don't remember, and I'll be fine again. That was really nice. I really enjoyed that game. It looks like it's really fun. It's kind of something that I want to pick up and play myself. Oh,
absolutely. It's a very like. There's a lot of technique to it, but it's a very fun speed run. You can do first playthrough easily 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and then getting that time further down is a bit of a process, but like it's very easy to pick up and play. So anyone who saw this, thought it looked interesting, definitely give it a try. It's a lot of fun.
And speaking of like watching you do things, is there somewhere online that people can follow you if they want to see more?
Sure. So I am on Twitch, just twitch.tv/cutie. It's probably the easiest way. And if you go and you look at the page now, there's going to be a lot of runs of this as I was preparing for GDQ. So you'll see more of the same. But I do run a variety of different games. So it's not just anime. It's not just beat 'em ups. You'll see a lot of stuff there.
Awesome, awesome. And is there anything else you want to plug? Anything you want to say? The floor is absolutely yours.
Yeah, I think the most important plug of all is just a big thank you to GDQ and obviously the team that we have here running the show, doing such an amazing job. Thank you so much. But also we have a GDQ coming up, so I might be doing your job for you here, but definitely tune into AGDQ as it comes up. Support the runners, watch a lot of amazing games, donate to a great cause if you're able to. It's going to be a lot of fun. I wish I could be there, but I will definitely be tuning in. Other than that, yeah, shout out to all the staff, the volunteers, everyone makes this possible. Like there is an insane amount of work that goes on, not just for these shows, which is quite incredible as well, but also the main event. So yeah, tune in, support, and have fun and enjoy and watch some awesome games.
Even if you were doing my job, you did it very well. So thank you. Again, thank you so much for joining. I was really, really happy when you replied back saying that you could be on. So I really appreciate you coming on tonight and showing this off.
Oh, thank you. It was a blast. I enjoyed it. It's a quick, easy run. It was a lot of fun. I'm super happy to have been here.
Awesome, awesome. Well, chat, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Also, remember your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel help support Games Done Quick Hotfix. If you enjoy watching speedruns daily, consider subscribing to the channel. And again, if you miss any, feel free to check us out on YouTube. And if you're on YouTube, check us out on Twitch. It works both ways. Again, I'm Nicole Goodnight. This has been As Seen on TV. There will be another episode in approximately 2 weeks, so look forward to that. I know I do. Thank you again so much for being here. Stay tuned because Think Fast is coming up after the break. So hang in there for more amazing speedruns. Thank you so much for being here. And hopefully I'll see some of you soon. If not online at the event, have a good night or day, wherever you are. Goodbye.